And this is the outboxing of a VEVOR heat press 6-in-1 combo with multifunction sublimation heat press from the mark VEVOR that comes in a package in the box about 18 to 20. And we will be doing the outboxing of that right now if you want to pay attention and follow. Thank you. So right now we're opening the box. And so we have the Merc press. You're supposed to get 2 Merc presses. This is one of them. And that's the other one on the mount. Already. With the cable. And then you have the plate presses. And you're supposed to get 2 plate presses of different sizes. And you have the hat and cap press, so in 2 parts, the top and the bottom. And then you have the digital controller that also comes in the box. So basically those are the basic elements that you're gonna get, and the rest is the heat press itself, the engine that is right there. All right, as you can see, we have already taken out the heat press itself and placed on the table. You got to place it on the flat surface to mount everything. And we're going to unwrap it. It's a little bit heavy, so pay a little bit of, be careful while handling it. And you can see how you can pull up and unfold the press. So now we're going to put the digital controller in place and the other various parts. Okay, so before we start mounting all the parts of the heat press, I just want to let you know you're going to need 2 basic tools. The first one is going to be a fillet. That's a Phillips screwdriver and a pentagon key. A pentagon key that will help you to put the handle of the press on. So those are the 2 basic tools that you're going to get. And so we can put the handle, as you can see. So we put it in that hole and screw it with the pentagon key. That makes it a lot more easier to control and to apply the pressure to control the pressure on the press. And so now we have to put the digital controller, and in one thing you must notice on the digital controller, you have the handle part that's going to slide in. That's what you see right there. It's a silver little tool where you can slide it in to the side of the heat press, and you have 2 outlets. One with 2 holes, one with 2 dents, and the other one with 4 of them. The one with 4 is will be the heat cord, because that is going to be the one that will transfer heat to the various equipment that you're going to use. And the one with 2 dents is the one that controls actually the unit controller. So we are going to slide it in, like I said. And first we're going to connect the 2 cables. The 2. And we tighten them up. And the 4 hole cable. The 4-hole cable, and there is a ring tighten that up too. All right, for each one of them, you have some little screws and a kind of like a little downhill right there, where you have to align it clearly with the top dent and slide it so it makes it easy to slide in. And once you slide in, there's a ring that helps you to tighten it up. All right, once it's done, we're going to slide that on the side right there. And that's our controller. So our digital controller is in place. And as you can see, it's right there. And so we're going to put the power cable on. So right there at the back, you have the plug-in for the power cable. All right, that's done. Our heat press is ready for the t-shirt press. So you pull it. It's a 360 heat press that instead of just being lifted up, it rotates on a 360 angle. And you place your t-shirt right there on the plate. And once you have placed your t-shirt, you rotate back the press in place. You apply the pressure that you want to put on the t-shirt by turning the little wheel with the handle. Once you applied it, and then you can press and impress on and print on your t-shirt. That's it. So now we're gonna see how to mount the plate, the hat and the cap press. So as you can see, the press is ready to use, and to use the plate, the hat and cap press. One thing you should know and you should make sure is because you're going to remove the plate that is under and slide it out, you need to keep the balance of your heat press. So if you turn the top of the heat press completely at 360 and you remove the plates below, the orange plates, then your heat press is going to fall on the back because of the weight of the top. So please make sure you don't turn completely your heat press to the 360 degree. You can turn it like 45 degrees or 90 degrees, and that will help in keeping the balance of the plate of the heat press. So once you've removed the bottom of the heat press, which slides pretty much easy from the rails, you take the hat and cap press, and also it's gonna slide pretty much easily in the middle rail. So you slide it in the middle rail, and that's it. And now the top of the cap and hat press, you will have to unscrew the top of the heat press. So there are two screws that you're gonna have to remove. So like I was saying, we need to remove the top of the heat press, and there are two screws that are actually under there. As you see where the screwdriver is right there, there are two screws under, but there are two holes on top that you can through which the screwdriver needs to go to unscrew the top. So you will place the screwdriver like that and unscrew those two screws that are there. So like I was saying, you have to unscrew those two screws, but please make sure that while unscrewing that you have you support the plate, because if you don't, it's gonna fall off. So as you can see, I've tried to use the Phillips screwdriver, but it wasn't helping that much. But you can still work out with that. But if you can't, then take a longer screwdriver like the one that I have. But you don't need that necessarily. So once you've unscrewed those two, the plate goes off, and make sure that you keep you disconnect the 4-hole cable, which is the heat cable, because that's the only cable that will need to be replaced. All right, and don't lose the screws, so keep the screws in one place. All right, so you keep the screws in one place, and then you can now connect the top of your hat and cap screw press. So that's what we're gonna do very quickly, and we get back once we've done that. All right, as you can see, we have already screwed the top of the hat and cap press, and so we're gonna connect now the cable to the digital controller, and we are connecting the cable to the digital controller. And once it's connected, now we need to adjust the height of the digital controller. So by using the pressure handle, so we can adjust the height of the digital controller. So turning it right will lower the hat, the heat press, and then you can press on your hat. Okay, and so turning it left, like clockwise, will help you in levering up the hat, the top of the press. All right, so now we're gonna mount the plates, because you have 2 plates of different sizes, but we're gonna mount only one press and show how to mount one plate. And for that, you need the original T-shirt plate, bottom plate of the heat press. So we're gonna replace the bottom plate of the heat press and slide it into the rails. Like that. And all you need to do now is to take off the top of the hat and cap press by unscrewing the 2 screws that we just put there, and replace it by the plate. Okay, once you unscrew those, you take off those 2 screws. Just make sure that you don't let the top of the plate of the hat and cap press fall off. Make sure all your screws are in one place, and disconnect the hat press from the digital controller. And now we can take our plate, and you have 2 parts of the plates. You have the an iron part and a rubber part. So the iron part is the part where you're gonna screw, and the rubber part back is the part that you will use to press on the plate. So we're gonna go with the screwing. So here we are, and we have mounted the plate, and all you need to do is to connect the cable to the 4-hole cable, to the 4-hole outlet of the digital controller. And once you do that, it's all set for the printing. That's it. All right. All right, so we have mounted the plate press, and like you can see, you have 2 sizes, one for the smaller plates and the one for the bigger plates. All right. And once again, you can use the pressure adjuster to adjust the height, and then you can impress. All right. So now the last part that we need to explain how to mount is the mug press. And of course, you have two sizes of mugs. You have that size and the other one, which is already mounted on his mount. So all you need to do for this part, it's so much easier than the other one. You don't need to screw or unscrew something. All you need to do is connect the cable directly to the digital controller, to the 4-hole digital controller. All right, so we're connecting the mug press to the digital controller. Remember, on the 4-hole plug-in with the ring that helps you to tighten it up. And once it's done, your press is ready for the mug. And press. So now for the other mug, if you want to use the other mug, all you need to do is replace the one that is already mounted there, and you have to connect it back to the digital controller, and that's it. So to change the mug press, you have to unscrew. There are like four screws on each side that you have to unscrew, 2 big screws and 2 little screws. So you have to take them out, all of them, and replace the mug press by the other one. All right, so as you can see, we have already unscrewed the mug press, the one that was originally placed there, with the four long screws and the 4 small screws. And this is how your mount is going to look like once you do that. So the next thing is you're going to put the next mug size. You're going to put it right there like that. And that rotates easily. So you can adjust it by rotating it clockwise or counterclockwise, depends. And once you do that, you'll be able to place your new mug press into the space, align the screws, and screw them up. All right, so that's your new mug. And please make sure there's a bolt here that you need to tie it up to the bar, which is right there in front. If you don't do that, then you will find it difficult to adjust that bar to the new mug. And once you tied it up, you'll be able to manipulate that pretty much easily. And once your all 8 screws are in place, you connect the mug press to the heat controller. And once it's done, everything is ready and set, ready to go. So this is basically how to mount your heat press, your VEVOR heat press with 6-in-1 combo multifunction. And I hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments, you can put below. We'll be happy to get that. Enjoy your press.